Matt, I think that wokeness per se won't ever go away because I think it's the political expression of immaturity. I think the reason that Marxism and its enviousness and its resentment and its preposterous naivety is so difficult to eradicate, even in the face of overwhelming evidence, is because immaturity has its political expression. Like one of the things psychologists knew, by the way, is that this is how it's been phrased. People become more conservative as they get older. It's like, that's one way of looking at it, and there is plenty of evidence for that. But another way of looking at it is that conservatism is the expression of maturity. And conservatism is something you have to learn. You know, whereas that notion of equitable distribution and something that's for everyone, that's like native to a family ethos, right? Even Ben Shapiro told me that he was a communist with regard to his own children. You know, so I think one of the ways to understand what's happening is that there's always a war against immature political movements, you know, with their insistence on immediate self-gratification and sexual identity. It's the golden calf worship, you know, orgiastic golden calf worship. And it's just immaturity. And so it's never going to go away. It just finds different guises. And then with regards to this family and feminism thing, my wife and Janice Fiamengo is a really good source on this, by the way. She was an English professor who woke up about 20 years ago and decided that what she was teaching was destroying young men and became a real scholar of feminism and a real critic. The feminists, the hardcore feminists, they were cluster B types, psychopathic narcissists, ruled by nothing but resentment. It's a movement. The more you look into feminism as an intellectual movement, and into the historians of feminism, for that matter, who haven't done their job at all, the more pathological you see it is. It's really the expression of resentment. You could see that in Betty Friedan's book, you know, that famous 1960s work where she complained about the boring lot of suburban housewives. You know, I mean, really, those people had time on their hands and wealth. And all they could do is complain about how bored they were and how that was oppressive. You know, that's pretty bloody pathetic, you know, when you're putting a book like that out in a world of people who are struggling to make ends meet. I have too much free time and I don't know what to do with myself. It's like, that's because the whole patriarchal structure is corrupt. It's like, yeah, maybe you could have a little gratitude. And then look what it's done on the family side. It's absolutely catastrophic, right? I mean, you know, the stats now, 50% of Western women are childless at the age of 30. Half of them will never have a child. And 90% of them will regret it. So 1 woman in 4 is already doomed in our culture to long-term isolation and childlessness. And it hasn't even become an issue of public discussion. You know what's going to happen to those women as they age and they have no one to protect them? Boy, they're fodder for psychopaths in nursing homes and hospitals, I can tell you that. Because no one will be paying attention to them and taking care of them.